I've worked row 5, and if I just zoom you in, you can see that I've got my 2 treble group, 3 treble, 3 treble, 3 treble, and 3 treble in between the second and third stitch of the last group. Okay, so now we're going to work row 6. So we're going to turn over. You're going to attach yarn B into the top of the last stitch, so just under the top 2 V's of the last stitch, and you're going to work some chains, and the amount of chains you work is dependent on your size. And these chains are going to form part of your front extension. You're now going to work 3 trebles all the way across. Okay, so you're going to 3 treble into the 6th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is, you don't include the chain on your hook. So we're going to 3 treble into that chain there. And the 5 chains that you've missed, they count as your first 1 treble and 2 chains that you miss. Okay, so you've got 2 chains missed, and those 3 chains there count as 1 treble. And you're going to now miss 2 chain for this size, and you're going to work into the very last chain. The bigger sizes have more. They might have 1 extra 3 treble group, and the smaller sizes have no 3 treble group here. They just go straight into this first space, which I'm about to work into now. So you need to read the instructions for your size. So we're going to work 3 treble into this space here, and then continue to 3 treble around our row as usual. So before you get to the end of row 6, you need to add on some chains onto the other end to extend your 3 treble groups across. So you're going to attach yarn B into the top of the 3 chain at the start of row 5. So knot yarn B into there, and you're going to work your chains. Depending on what size you're working, will depend on how many chains that you need to work. And then fasten off and pull it quite tight so that doesn't get confused as a chain. Okay, so I'm at my my 2 treble group, so I'm just going to work my 3 trebles across until I get to those chains. So I've just 3 trebled into my last group, and then I'm going to, for this size, I'm going to, well, for all sizes, 3 treble into the first chain of the chains that you just made. Miss 2 chain, so skip 2 chain, 1, 2, 3 treble into the next chain. Some of the smaller sizes don't have this extra 3 treble group, and some of the bigger sizes will have an extra miss 2 chain, 3 treble in next chain, and then a miss 2 chain, and then I'm going to 1 treble into this last chain. And now, because I'm going to be working straight and I'm going to be doing no more increasing or shaping at the front, I can now start to float my yarn. So I'm going to pull up this loop, and I'm going to pass yarn B through that loop and keep pulling until that is secure. Okay, so we've now got some fronts that look like this, a little bit messy because I've got all the ends still hanging out. We've still got yarn B attached, but we've got these nice shaped fronts. So that's the end of row 7, 2 treble in the space between the 3 chain and the 3 treble, and I've floated my yarn so it's still attached. So we've reached the end of row 10, and that was with yarn A. I've fastened off yarn A, and that was a wrong side row. We can tell that because we've got the wrong side of the stitches on row 1 facing us. So I'm going to turn, ready to start row 11. So row 11 is done with yarn B, and this is the first row in which we're going to be able to float our yarns. So because this is a right side row, we've now got the right side of the stitches in row 1 facing us. We're going to make sure that we float the yarn up the back. Okay, so if it's a right side row, you float the yarn up the back. If it's a wrong side row, you float the yarn up the front. This is so it's not visible on your finished cardigan. So to do our chain 3, we're going to insert our hook into the space between the 1 treble and the 3 treble, and we're going to loosely chain 3. and then just give it a little stretch and make sure that you've given yourself enough slack on the back. You don't want to pull those floats too tight. So you chain 3, and this one starts with 1 treble into the same space and then 3 treble into the next space. So by doing this, you've got your floats going up the back, you can't see them, and you don't have loads of ends to weave in.